Every day you wake up and you have a choice. Be ruled by your feelings or be led by your mind. Your feelings want comfort, ease, safety. Your mind, if trained, wants truth, growth, and grit. The difference between who you are and who you're supposed to be comes down to one brutal fact. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. We live in a world that tells you it's okay to quit when you're tired, to rest when it's hard, but here's the raw truth. Nobody ever became great by doing what felt good. They became great because they mastered their mind, because when their body screamed no more, their mind shouted back, we're not done. Feelings are temporary, purpose is permanent. Feelings are liars. They come in loud, convincing, and soft at the same time. They whisper things like you're too tired, or take a break, or you've done enough for today. And here's the catch, most people listen. Most people let that whisper become the truth of their day, but you're not most people. You don't wake up every morning to be at the mercy of your emotions. Your purpose isn't optional. You don't need to feel like it to do it. You need to do it because that's who you are. Because your purpose isn't something you entertain when you're motivated. It's something you commit to when you're dead tired, alone, beat up, and no one's watching. That's when purpose becomes real. You see, the world is full of people who started strong, fired up, full of energy, making noise, but fire without control burns out fast. Passion without discipline is just chaos. And that's what feelings are, chaos. They'll take you off your path in a second. One bad mood, one hard day, and you're off course. That's weak. Your feelings are a test. Every time your body aches, every time your mind says not today, you've got a decision. Follow your feelings into failure or stand firm in purpose. The mission doesn't care how you feel. The gym doesn't care if you're tired. The grind doesn't care about your mood. And greatness has no sympathy for people who listen to their emotions. Let me be real. There are going to be days you don't feel like getting up. There are going to be days when everything in you says quit. Your muscles will burn. Your mind will scream. Life will hit you with everything it's got. And in that moment, you'll want to say, I've earned a break. But you haven't earned anything if you give in to weakness. You've got to be the kind of person who moves forward anyway. The kind of person who doesn't give in to their feelings because their purpose speaks louder. When pain comes knocking, you don't flinch. You open the door and say, I've been expecting you. Because purpose-driven people expect resistance and they welcome it. You think purpose is found in peace? No, purpose is forged in suffering. You want to know why most people never become who they were meant to be? Because they tap out the moment the feelings get too loud. They confuse discomfort with failure. They think not feeling like doing it is a valid excuse. It's not. Purpose is what you promised yourself when nobody believed in you. Purpose is that voice that kept whispering, you were made for more. When the world tried to box you in, it's the fire that keeps burning, even when your motivation is gone and your emotions are crashing. But if you're led by feelings, you'll never get there, because feelings are addicted to comfort, and purpose only grows in chaos. So the next time you're faced with that inner war, the pain, the fear, the doubt, you don't run from it. You step into it, you use it, you remind yourself that feelings pass. They come and go like storms, but your purpose, that's built to outlast every emotion, every obstacle, every bad day. You've got to get to the point where feelings are just noise and purpose is the only voice you hear. That's when your life changes. That's when you stop being a victim of your emotions and start being the architect of your destiny. There's nothing easy about it, but you weren't built for easy. You were built for war. Built to overcome, built to go again when your body says no, so stop waiting to feel like it. You'll never always feel ready, but if you always act on your purpose, you'll always be in the right place, even in pain. Purpose doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what you're willing to become. The body follows where the mind leads. The body is a machine. Flesh, bone, muscle, it's capable of incredible things, but left to its own devices, it will always take the easy route. It will always beg for comfort, for rest, for safety. Your body doesn't lead, it follows, and it follows only one thing, your mind. Most people don't get that. They think their body limits them. They say, I'm too tired, I'm too sore, or my body can't take it. But that's not their body talking. That's their mind surrendering before the fight even starts. The truth is simple. Your limits aren't physical, they're mental. The body is just a reflection of what your mind tolerates. You stop running at mile 3 not because your legs gave out, but because your mind did. You break under pressure not because you're weak, but because you trained your mind to escape discomfort instead of dominate it. The body does what it's told, so the real question is, who's giving the orders? If your mind is weak, your body is useless. You can have the strongest muscles in the world, the perfect conditions, all the talent. But if your mind folds when it gets hard, none of it matters. But the opposite, if your mind is trained, hardened, and dialed in, you'll blow past what you thought was possible. Every time, you see it in combat, in endurance events, in life or death moments. The people who push through hell aren't the strongest on paper. They're the ones who mastered the conversation in their own head. When their body said, "We're done," their mind answered, "We've only just started." You've got to get to a place where your mind becomes your commander, where it doesn't ask for permission from your feelings. It tells your body, "This is what we're doing and we're not stopping." That takes work, that takes repetition, because your mind, like your muscles, has to be trained. And training doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you're exhausted and you keep going. When you're hurting and still hold the line. That's where mental toughness is born, in the trenches. In the chaos, in the pain, and once that mental strength is built, something powerful happens. Your body adapts. It starts answering the call of the mind. You say go, and it moves. You say fight, and it fights. You say we're not stopping, and it doesn't stop, because now your body understands something deeper is in charge. Most people are slaves to their body's demands. They feel a little pain and hit the brakes. They get tired and check out. They let their body talk them out of greatness, but you've got to flip that script. You've got to become the master. You've got to tell your body, "I own you. You move when I say, you rest when I say, you break when I allow it, and not 1 second sooner." This mindset separates the average from the elite, because average people give in. They operate in the comfort zone. They wait until they feel good to go hard, but the elite, they operate on discipline. They train their mind to ignore the noise, override the weakness, and direct the body like a general sending troops into war. And that war, it's every day. It's the moment you don't want to get out of bed. The moment your legs are shot but the workout's not done. The moment you've got 10 reps left and your lungs are on fire. That's the moment most tap out. And that's the moment you lean in, because you know if the mind leads, the body will follow. The mind doesn't need to be loud. It needs to be firm. It needs to be consistent. It needs to remind the body every damn day, we are not average. We don't take shortcuts. We finish what we start. Train your mind to take control, to silence the fear, to override the pain, to command action regardless of how the body feels. And once that connection is made, once your mind becomes the driver, you'll start seeing breakthroughs you never thought possible. Not because your body got stronger overnight, but because your mind stopped accepting weakness. The mind is the leader, the body is the soldier, and every day you decide who's in charge. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will. Let's call it what it is. Comfort is the silent killer. It doesn't hit you like a punch. It doesn't make noise when it enters your life. It doesn't shout at you like fear or failure. No comfort is subtle, it whispers. It seduces, it tells you you've done enough. Or take it easy, you deserve it. And that's the lie people fall for. You weren't born to sit back. You weren't designed to chill through life hoping everything magically falls into place. Comfort is not a reward, it's a trap. It's a slow, creeping death to every dream, every potential, every ounce of greatness inside of you. See, failure's not your biggest enemy. Failure wakes you up. It teaches, it stings, but it builds. You fail, you learn, you come back stronger. But comfort lulls you to sleep. It convinces you that you don't need to try harder. That good enough is good enough, and that's where dreams go to die, not in the battlefield, but in the soft cushion of I'm okay where I'm at. Look around. How many people do you know who settled, who had fire once but traded it for the easy route? The job that's safe, the body that's just fine, the life that's not bad. They didn't stop because they couldn't go further. They stopped because they got comfortable. Comfort doesn't build warriors. Discomfort does, pain does, suffering does, the fire in your gut that screams keep going. When everything else says stop, that's where transformation begins. But most people don't want that fire. They want the thermostat set just right. They want the soft bed, the easy route, the applause without sacrifice. That mindset is the death sentence of discipline. Because once you get comfortable being comfortable, you stop growing. Let me be brutally honest, success is not convenient. It will never show up during your off hours. It doesn't knock when you're ready. It doesn't care about your schedule or your feelings. It comes when you're deep in the trenches, when you're hurting, when you're tired, and you keep grinding anyway. Because here's the truth, comfort is cheap. Anyone can buy it, but discipline, sacrifice, getting up at 4 a.m. to hit your run while the world sleeps, pushing yourself when your lungs are screaming and your legs are shot. That's premium, that's earned. The people at the top didn't climb from a comfort zone. They built their throne out of discomfort, out of pressure, out of choosing pain over ease over and over again. Because they understood something the average person never will. The comfort zone is where ambition goes to rot. You want to do something big, you better get used to pain. You better start chasing hard days. You better start loving the suck, because that's where you separate yourself. Every time you choose what's hard over what's easy, you take another step toward the version of you were meant to become. And every time you choose comfort, you take a step backward. You may not feel it right away, that's how comfort works. It numbs you slowly, but over time that comfort becomes a cage. It becomes your identity. You stop believing you can break through. You stop chasing what you want and start settling for what you can reach without stretching. That's not life, that's not legacy, that's quiet desperation. But here's the good news, you can burn the comfort zone down. You can decide right now that you're done living soft, that you're done making decisions based on what feels good instead of what builds greatness. You can become the kind of savage who runs toward the hard, who eats discomfort for breakfast, who craves the challenge because you know that's where the growth is. And once you do that, once you decide to make discomfort your ally, you'll discover something. You are always more capable than you believed. You are always more powerful than you acted. You just let comfort keep the leash around your neck. No more, so don't just chase your dream, go to war for it. Suffer for it, bleed for it, because if you don't, comfort will take it from you, silently, softly, without warning, and one day you'll wake up and realize you didn't fail, you settled. Discipline is a choice, not a feeling. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. It doesn't show up with applause or validation. Discipline is lonely. Discipline is quiet. Discipline is brutal. And that's exactly why it's so damn powerful. You think the people at the top of the mountain are motivated every day? You think they felt like grinding every morning? Hell no. What they had and what most people lack is the ability to do what needs to be done, whether they felt like it or not. Discipline isn't a feeling, it's a decision, a hard, ruthless decision to dominate yourself before the world ever gets a chance to. The world is full of people waiting to be motivated, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect energy, the perfect headspace, and while they wait, someone else is getting up, someone else is putting in reps, someone else is earning what they still dream about. Here's the truth, if you only move when you feel like it, you'll be stuck your entire life. Discipline is doing it when it sucks, doing it when you're tired, doing it when you'd rather die than keep going. That's the difference, that's the edge. Everyone wants to be elite until it's time to do elite level work on a day you feel like garbage. That's the test. That's the line in the sand where most people fold. They want comfort more than commitment. They want convenience more than consistency, but not you. You're going to war every single day with your own weakness. Because weakness wants control. Weakness wants you to hit snooze, to skip the workout, to take a day off, to cut a corner. And every time you do, you're handing power to that weakness. But every time you show up anyway, every time you put in the work, no matter how you feel, you're sending a message not to the world, but to yourself. That message is, I run this. Discipline doesn't care about yesterday's effort. Discipline doesn't give you credit for almost. Discipline is about what you choose to do right now in this moment, and that moment will define the next hour, the next day, the next year of your life. And make no mistake, discipline is a choice. No one is coming to force you to do the hard things. No one is going to carry you through the grind. It's you versus you. It's the decision you make at 5 a.m. when your alarm hits and your bed is warm. It's the choice you make after a 10-hour workday when you know damn well the mission still isn't done. That choice is everything. Every champion, every savage, every disciplined human on this planet built that fire one decision at a time. They weren't born with it. They made a vow to themselves: I don't quit, I don't take easy, I don't skip the work. And over time, that vow became a habit. That habit became a lifestyle, and that lifestyle built a legacy. So ask yourself, are you living by emotion or are you living by execution? Because your emotions will lie to you every single day. They'll tell you you're too tired, too stressed, too busy. They'll tell you it's okay to take the shortcut. That one missed session doesn't matter. That's bullsh**T. It always matters. Discipline is stacking wins in silence. It's doing what's hard over and over until it becomes who you are. It's being the person that never needs to be told what to do because you already decided who you are and how you operate. Discipline is the purest form of self-respect. You want confidence, build it through discipline. You want peace, earn it through discipline. You want power, that's right, discipline is the price. And it's not once, it's daily, over and over and over until it becomes automatic. Until the question, do I feel like it, never even enters your mind. You don't need motivation, you need to keep your promises to yourself. So next time the voice in your head says you deserve to rest, answer it with I deserve to be unstoppable. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice, and that choice is made one brutal, disciplined decision at a time. The real WAR is within the battlefield, isn't out there. It's not your job, it's not the critics, it's not the doubters or the competition. The real war is inside your own head, and that war, it never ends. You can train your body, build your resume, stack trophies. But if you haven't gone to war with yourself, you're still playing on the surface. You're not ready for the next level, because the true enemy is the voice inside that tells you to quit, the one that whispers you're not good enough, the one that clings to fear, excuses, comfort. That's the voice that destroys more dreams than failure ever could. And here's the hardest truth you'll ever hear. You are your own worst enemy. Nobody's coming to save you from yourself. Not your coach, not your parents, not your partner. They can support you, but they can't fight for you. That fight is yours, and it starts the second you open your eyes every morning. The second you wake up, the battle begins. Will you own the day, or will you be owned by weakness? That inner war is real. Every damn day. It's the voice that tells you to stay in bed, to take the easy path, to put it off till tomorrow, to settle. And if you listen to that voice long enough, you start to believe it. You start living soft. You start backing down. You start existing instead of conquering. But here's the thing, that voice is not the truth. It's fear in disguise. It's your ego trying to keep you safe. It's your past trying to convince you that you can't break the chains. But you can. You can shut that voice down, not with words, but with action, with discipline, with choosing suffering over safety. Every single time. The inner war is where warriors are made, not when people are watching. Not when the lights are on, but when it's just you, your thoughts, and that mirror. That mirror doesn't lie. It reflects the work or the excuses. It shows you the truth, raw and unfiltered. And it takes a savage to look in that mirror and say, I'm not there yet, but I will be. The reason most people never evolve is because they're afraid of what's inside, afraid to sit with their pain, afraid to face their insecurities, so they numb it with distractions, with comfort, with fake validation. But the ones who become monsters, they run into the fire, they go head first into that darkness, they confront the shame, the regret, the weakness, and they use it. They take every scar, every loss, every wound, and forge armor from it. You've got to stop fearing your thoughts. Start mastering them. Take control of the voice inside and bend it to your will. Train it. Starve it of weakness. Feed it with action. Show it who's in charge. You want to be unstoppable? Then stop negotiating with yourself. Stop entertaining the conversations that lead to quitting. Stop letting your past define your present. You're not your failures. You're not your pain. You are what you choose to become, And that choice starts in your mind. This is the inner war, and it's won in the dark, in silence, in solitude. While others sleep, you grind. While others complain, you train. While others run, you stay, because deep down you know the only way out is through the pain, through the self-doubt, through the lies your mind tells you when things get hard. That's where power is born. And the more you confront it, the more you fight, the more you bleed, the less control that weak voice has over you. This war doesn't end, it evolves. The stronger you get, the smarter the enemy gets. But that's the game, and you either rise to meet it, or you rot in the shadow of your own potential. So fight every damn day. Look that voice in the eye and say, you don't run me, I run this. And when you do that long enough, that voice gets quiet. And the warrior in you gets louder. The real war is within. And if you win there, nothing outside can ever beat you. The final stand, every message you've heard, every keynote, every brutal truth comes down to one final decision. Who's in charge, your emotions or your mind? Your feelings want ease. Your mind demands excellence. Your feelings want rest. Your mind craves purpose. Your feelings say quit. But your mind, your trained, unshakable, savage mind says, we go again. Because when the lights are off and no one's watching, your feelings will betray you. But your mind, if you've built it in the fire, will keep you moving forward. This life isn't going to hand you greatness. It's going to test you. It's going to break you down, and it's going to ask you one question over and over. Are you going to do what's right or what's easy? And if your answer is built on emotion, you'll fold. But if your answer is forged in discipline, carved in suffering, and sealed in relentless mental strength, you'll become unstoppable. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop hoping for perfect conditions. You are the condition. You are the machine. You are the war. So what now? Now you make the promise. Not to the world, not to Instagram, not to anyone else, to yourself. That from this day forward, your feelings don't run your life. Your mind does. You train it. You sharpen it. You command it. And when it's time to choose, comfort or growth, weakness or war, quitting or crawling forward, you already know what the savage inside you will say. Let's go. Because the only way to win this game is to make damn sure your mind is always stronger than your feelings.